So I'm still in the process of working this out. However, I think it's been worked out really like 70% already. 70%. And this happened about a month ago. Um, and it's a really thin line that you walk when your friendships are also your business or vice versa. And for things to not be transactional, but to be transformational. And you'll fluctuate with this, and sometimes you do it and you're not even aware of it because you're so wired in it. So because I'm kind of like a lifestyle business and like it's a big part of me, and I'm really learning to work with it. Because sometimes my friends will say, oh, it just feels like you're reaching out to me because you want something. And a few of these occasions have happened here and there, and recently, like about 3 in a row. And when that happens, it's the universe's way of slow down, take inventory, reassess, recalibrate. Because there's always two sides to everything, and sometimes you go like off the deep end and you don't even know it. So this client started out this person started out as a client initially, and we had several, and then we became friends. And the compassionate person, I mean, just like wants to help solve a problem, but sometimes they don't necessarily want the problem solved, they just want to vent. And I need to learn about that dance again, the rhythm. Do they want me to just listen and hold space for them, or do they want my advice? And so I need to be very specific in asking that, first of all. And then, so this relationship has developed since like March. And we just got closer, and I would check in with her here and there, because if I don't hear from her for a long time, I know like she's like kind of fallen off, or there's something. And it was like Mother's Day when I reached out, and it was just been like several things in a row that just seemed so bad. And I've been to her house, and she is into all the transformational work and the health work and the healing work, and she's been around for long. She's a little bit older. She has like a lot more like healing modalities than I actually have, with like tools and stuff, and her home is just like a playground for me. And when I initially went into it, I felt really good. But then as she told me more about some things that have happened in her recent life, I'm like, hey, I think it might be time for you to have a space clearing, because your space holds everything. And even though your house is charged with all these great things, it may need to be reset. And you've been in there for a long time. Have you ever had it? She said no. And so she was open to it. And my space clearings are about 3 hours, and I actually dedicated more time to it so that we can have a tea ceremony and all these other things that we can do as for like a friendship, and also like based on her face reading and her teeth whitening services with me prior. And so I know that these are the things that she's been working with. So I sent her the appointment and the pricing on it. And when I went to check out, she said that I can't pay for that. And she's like, I didn't know it was that much. I was like, I sent you the appointment. She's like, yeah, I didn't even look at it. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, she's like, I will have this much in cash, so I'll give it. I'm like, okay, well, why don't you give that to me right now, and then we can work out the other parts like whenever you can. And so then I left, and the next morning, she left a bag in front of my gate, and I didn't even find it because she's been to my house for services. My housemate actually found it. She's like, Twee, this bag was out there. Is this stuff yours? And in it had like teas and things that I had given her. And then there was a note explaining that, like, when she explained these things to me, I suggested a space clearing, yada, yada, yada. And then the worst of it was, you're not a friend. You're a user, an opportunist, and I want nothing to do with you. And she's like, I did these things for you. And she had given me these frozen fruits, and that I really loved. And then I saw her freezing machine. I was like, hey, if I got fruit, would you dry them for me or freeze them for me? And she said, yeah, sure. I brought containers where I brought the fruit, and then I was like, well, let me know. And then she said that it's okay. Like, and she made it for me, and I would have gladly paid for that, but she didn't set those tones with me. And so she wrote in the letter, like, I did these things for 2 weeks worth of labor and I didn't charge you for it. And so let's call it even. I want nothing to do with you. Delete my name, delete my contact number, and remove me from your list. It was harsh, really, really harsh. And it took me a long time to process it. And because I talked to my planning community about it and my coach, she said it is a very thin line that you walk. And then she gave me some other examples of her where like she was actually the same situation, but the so-called friend though like used her name for things, and it was just dirty. And so then she had to really clearly define that. And so she suggested to me that like when I talk to my friends, like, hey, let's go for a walk, and just for a walk. I just need addition, but making it very, very clear. And if it's for business, making it very clear, because my business is my livelihood. It is how I make money. And in the past, before, I felt like people were just taking from me and then I wasn't getting paid for it, and they just wanted information and tools and tips and they wouldn't pay me for it, and then it's like, oh, okay. So it's really me defining my value and my worth. And there are series of times where I'm more needy, vice versa. But like when a person is in like that desperation mode, all they can see is just the tunnel of like recent things where they just see that like, oh, you're wanting something from me, which is why you're contacting me. And that's not it at all. Sometimes I do get these intuitive hits and I was like, oh, and it depends on the questions that I ask. I'm like, oh, I just need to check in with them. And normally when I have a why is it, and then I make an instant like ping for someone, and then it's to inquire more to see where I can serve them or vice versa, or they have the answer to it. Anyhow, that happened. And then 2 other friends, the same thing. One is a really, really dear friend, and she's really involved with Bella as well. And so I've been thinking about her a lot since Bella's act of reconciliation, because we're Catholic. Or I'm really everything, but right now I'm having her learn the Catholic traditions. And so she got her second sacrament of reconciliation. And I've been thinking about my friend since then, and I made a call to her saying, hey, I don't know what went wrong, but if there's something, can we talk about it? Because you mean so much to me, and I want to reconcile this and have penance towards, but I am like open to whatever it is that you have to say. And if you're not ready at all, that's okay too. But I'm kind of grieving that. And then there's a couple of others, but this is already long enough. And so right now, that's what I'm working on. Being very clear about my relationships so I can deepen them. Yeah. And if I suggest something, just suggesting it, but letting them know that, hey, this is business. And if they choose to do it, then that's great. If not, then we'll just let it be, right? And it's not in alignment then. But yeah, I have to really learn to let these relationships go. And I'm grieving the loss of them, the idea of them, and the memories of it. But I know that it was needed in that season, and maybe letting them go now is a great time for my new season, for other things to come. So if you're in business or yourself and you have been questioning these, just know that what you want to do is just set clear boundaries or guardrails with you and them. This way there's no ambiguity and your relationship can actually deepen. And I do believe that your life unfolds according to your courage, invites, and uncomfortable conversations that you're willing to have. They're normally not even that bad, and a resolution will come. So stop avoiding it. This relationship can actually be better or move towards something better. So I'm Tweedom, and I'm a muse, and I'm here to help you inspire your muse. And I'm doing the work too. I'm doing the work too. And this is my process, and I hope that it helps you reveal your process. I hope that something I said activates something in you, just to be in awareness. Just to be in awareness. And we can't change something unless we face it or that we're aware of it. So may you be free, may you find peace, and may you have grace and courage.